look at the advantages of having the submarine. No, first of all, of course, no, it boosts the confidence, particularly that we are transitioning from internal security to territorial defense. Now, this is very important when we have external defense, where you have to procure sophisticated technologies such as submarines. We already have the BrahMos missiles for the Army, and this time around for the Navy and Marines, we will be having the submarines. Now, secondly, yung self-reliance defense posture. Of course, that is very important. And as what you have mentioned earlier, no, among the middle powers in Southeast Asia, we're the least to have a submarine. No, Myanmar, which is not a major Southeast Asian country, has 2 submarines already, no, coming from Russia and China. Imagine that they have invested on that. But for the Philippines, I think it comes timely because of the collective deterrence that we are signifying also in the Indo-Pacific region. No, lalo na pinapalakas natin yung alyansa natin with like-minded countries, and here they come offering us different packages on how we could engage with them, and of course bring about that submarine program with us. No, and thirdly, of course, no, this is important, particularly that there's a recent pronouncement coming from President Marcos, no, for the third leg of the revitalized military modernization. No, this will focus on the external defense. Tama po kayo, no. Panahon pa ni President Aquino ito, and especially during the dapat parte ito ng second leg of the military modernization. But what happened in the past administration, instead of buying a submarine, mas pinili nila bumili ng 4 o 8 atang corvette ships, of course for maritime domain. I think that was the intent. But all of a sudden, I think this is the best time for us now to have these submarines. No? It's like having an embassy at sea. Yun ang tawag natin dun sa submarine warship. No? So it will help us. Tama po kayo dun sa A2AD, yung area denial natin, sea denial. This is very important, at least para mahirapan din yung mga aggressors natin to come in to our maritime domain. And
Professor, hindi kaya kasi nung panahon ni Pangulo Duterte nag-focus sa internal security para tapusin yung insurgency?
Yes po. Tama po kayo, no. Nakita natin dun sa national security policy niya, nag-focus siya on insurgency, and particularly on the Muslim secessionism, kaya nga nabuo yung BARM. No, I think that was the intent of his national security policy, and I think we saw a sudden shift in the Marcos's national security policy, where it is external looking. I think this is the most ambitious so far when it comes to looking outside. Medyo nag-iba yung paradigm shift natin ngayon, which is timely because of the geopolitical importance of our country and what is happening also in the region. I think it was also a call for strong deterrence because of our current squabble in our maritime territories in the West Philippine Sea.
Are we ready for the kind of commitment that it would take to not just purchase the submarines, but to maintain them? Kasi unlike for example tanks or trucks or rifles, ang submarine hindi mo pwedeng next year mo na i-maintain yan kasi you have a leak and there goes the entire ship.
Nasa faculty pa ako sa National Defense College, no, usap-usapan na yan, and I think many of our sailors were already training in France. So yung mga sailors natin from the Navy and Marines, makakatas na yan magsalita ng Pranses dahil nga pinadala sila sa France to study, because it should jive, no? When you buy an ammunition or sophisticated technology, it should jive with your human resources. So ititrain mo rin sila, no? Hindi yung bibili ka tapos saka mo ititrain, dapat sabay yan. So I think there's no problem with
that's the human resources. But what about
we have already pinadala na natin yan sa Indonesia, sa Korea, at saka sa France.
What about sir,
we're ready for that.
Yung spare parts, like I suppose parang sa aeroplano, like in aircraft, you have a limited number of hours of usage before you have to make a replacement, or you have to buy a replacement.
After sales.
Otherwise you have to ground the aircraft. In the same way na sa submarine, di ba? It goes under the sea. If the smallest problem, baka nilumutang. You had like the Thresh and the Scorpion, USS Thresh and the Scorpion, di ba? Something as simple as yung pagkakawelding ng pipe caused the entire submarine to fail and the loss of lives.
Right. I think kasama yun sa package eh. What I've heard from my former students who are now commodores in the Navy, sinasabi nila kasama na rin yun sa mga package, no. That's the reason why it's very important when you deal with countries, no. This is part of naval diplomacy. When you buy something, kailangan may diplomasya pa rin dyan kasi makikipag-usap ka kung paano yung maintenance.
May
kasi
after
there are
sales,
some
kumbaga.
countries
After sales.
even the US, no, nahirapan tayo sa pagbili ng kanilang mga gamit kasi may mga restrictions din sila, no, especially during the past administration where we had we tried to pivot to China and of course to Russia. Medyo may competition diyan sa market din, military market din, kung sino yung mga kaninong bansa tayo nakikipag-ugnayan. I think it should follow the rule, no. Kaya nga ang may tinatawag tayo na international defense and security engagements. Tinitingnan natin yung hierarchy of countries, sino yung allied countries natin, sino yung strategic partners natin, kasi kailangan nating i-back sila dahil doon tayo kukuha o bibili ng mga gamit sa kanila. Because it's so hard for us to buy something, especially if it's very expensive, tapos yung mga parts hindi mo rin makukuha sa kanila kapag nasira. Unang-una, iba yung lingwahe. Pangalawa, iba yung technology. Pangatlo, ayaw nila magbenta minsan kapag nasira. So those are the things that we have to consider also when buying expensive armaments such as submarines.
Well, sige lang, one more. Pero sir, I understand what you're saying, but you're also talking in terms of what is ideal or what should be happening. You're talking about in terms of what should be the attitude. But in the end, of course, decisions like these will have to be funded not just this year or next, but 5 years, 10 years down the line by Congress, by people who hold the money, the purse strings. Do you think that our leadership would have that kind of commitment to continue funding these things? Kasi Indian nga.
Actually, yung mga binibili natin, multi-year funding yan eh. Kasi hindi naman pwedeng isang bagsakan na dahil mahal eh.
Tamang-tama po. Yeah, I agree with you po. That's the reason why this should be part of the discourse during campaign seasons. Like say for example, magkakaroon na naman tayo ng election next year, no? Dapat parte ito ng diskurso ng mga conversations natin. Because of course, many of our lawmakers also are not aware of these parameters, no? Itong mga politics of and naval diplomacy also. So we need them also to, because of course no, sila yung mag-approve ng budget natin, particularly on defense and security. So they have to be informed of the nitty-gritty of this, no? Kasi hindi po barya-barya yung pinag-uusapan natin. These are people's money, no? These are part of the public investments. So of course, no, sanga-sanga po yan. We need all the lawmakers who have appreciation for national security, and at the same time, we should continue with our diplomacy with like-minded countries who would help us to modernize our armed forces. No? So, parte po lahat yan ng proseso, and we should be tact and of course precise and also strategic in terms of our engagements with them.